I have noticed across, I don't know, 50 tests at this point, just in recent recall, is the percentage of clients that are lacking or have literally zero Akkermansia,
Mhm.
which
Which
is
is
right now a buzzwordy thing, right? For any of you that have heard about the GLP-1 probiotic, the Nature's Ozempic Pendulum brand is like, I mean, they're out there advertising hard to the tune of $99.99 and $74.99 and price points that are out of this world. Akkermansia is a specific strain of bacteria that is in our gut at baseline. It is the one that when they were doing those fecal transplant studies about 10 years ago and they had to cancel them because someone transferred feces, got a parasite and died. So, but it's to say one of the things that those studies did reveal was that when you took a lean person's feces, transplanted into the gut of a non-lean person, that person started getting leaner. And one of it was because of the restoration of Akkermansia, which is in higher levels in lean people and lower levels in obese people. We have some cool circulating theories that Akkermansia is more antibiotic sensitive. So when you go on antibiotics, it can just like wipe it clean.
Mhm.
And so now that we're a couple generations into antibiotic obsession and we just toss them at everything, we could be basically like killing the Akkermansia in a lot of humans.
Not to say that antibiotics are bad. We love
No,
antibiotics,
thank
but
you. Yeah, that's a great catch. This is not an antibiotics
I'm
rant.
risk management over here.
Yeah,
Sorry.
absolutely. We got to walk that line and be clear in what we're actually saying. And so if that was the perception, that's not what I'm saying. There's a difference between saying they are prescribed very, very casually and maybe excessively versus they are not useful.
Mhm.
They are one of like the pillars of modern medicine that are the reason we live to 80, not 60. So like world changing, but they also can have some downstream second and third order consequences. One of the ones we're seeing is that Akkermansia gets obliterated. Akkermansia is a gut strain that once it's dead, it does not repopulate without supplementation. It is not in any other probiotics other than Akkermansia specific probiotics. And it is important for metabolism, for butyrate, which is basically butyrate metabolism, which is like fat breakdown. And it is like necessary for inflammation. So long story short, I have one client in particular that we've worked together for a long time, healthy lifestyle, activity, eating patterns, basically losing weight as a side effect of very, very good lifestyle interventions, but has been plateaued for quite some time. Starts taking the Akkermansia after a Vitrac test. Their Akkermansia was at 0. And a month in comes back and goes, I've never had a relationship with food like this. I was like, what do you mean? I get full. And I actually like get hungry, but it's like an appropriate hunger. Like I've just been like eating so much more calmly. I'm not like obsessing and thinking about food all the time. I'm not constantly ravenous. I'm not insatiable. I just feel better. And steps on the scale down the most they've lost ever in our time together while not feeling restricted. Part of it was an inflammatory flush of the body just exhaling, and part of it was a genuine fat loss, and it was the largest fat loss they had.
That's amazing.
And it was a month on Akkermansia, and now we're about 4 months in, and it's just continued to create a metabolic reality for this person. What I want to state, that does not mean I think everyone should go out there and take Akkermansia, but it is really fascinating when you see an example of someone who had done all the good things to maximize their reality. When we pull this gut score, it was really good except for lack of that. We then took that last puzzle piece. Let me emphasize, it wasn't the whole puzzle. It was one piece of a puzzle, but it was a piece of a puzzle that then unlocked a baseline for her that did not exist in her entire adult life.
That's incredible. And that's just
It's
like a
so
testament
neat.
to the power of the gut-brain axis and the microbiome, because we know that our bodies work synergistically with a lot of these gut bacteria, and a lot of our hunger and satiety hormones are actually produced in the gut, and are like Akkermansia is a crucial part of those as well.
Exactly. And also, I hope you can hear where this person and I worked together for a long time. We prioritized good things. We got great results. There was a lot of good life things happening, and this was just another puzzle piece. So this isn't the quick fix that everyone should start with. This is a piece that may or may not be beneficial. If everyone started doing that supplement, a large chunk of people would see some sort of notable benefit. many would not.
Yeah.
And it's
because that's not the problem.
that's not necessarily their problem. And also, if the people that do see a benefit, if that's the only thing they do, it's going to be a much smaller benefit. This was a piece, this was that little, the minor thing that only got activated and amplified because the major things were good.
Yeah, it would never be a first step for us, right? It's looking at all the other higher order priorities
All the other
first.
pieces.
That is so cool. And again, I think it's great to be able to work with someone long-term like that, where you do get to start to get more granular in terms of what can make improvements.
Yep, exactly. That pie chart of pain becomes a pie chart of progress, and it just builds momentum and it compounds like all good things do. So that's a shout out to Vitract for amazing testing that we've been using more and more at our team, just because so many people have gut issues. And this is the first gut test that's affordable, actionable, and actually like does its thing. And we're not sponsored by them. I just said that in a way that felt very like sponsored by, and we are not, though we do love them. Shout out to them.
Yeah,
and then also
go back and watch that
evolution
episode.
of science, which is to say, I'm 11 years into private practice. I've helped thousands and thousands of humans. And this is a new way I'm helping people that I did not personally have as a tool in my toolbox 5 and 10 years ago. So like, we're always learning, but we're adding it to a mental map as practitioners that is a very robust mental map.
Yeah.
And that is a case for why we exist is, hey, we're out here learning it, we're iterating it, we're trying to be on the cutting edge, but we're also trying to make sure we're doing good, not harm. And we're trying to walk that tightrope as an asset. So that's just kind of a fun story.
That story.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Okay, so we've got a few more minutes. I don't want to make you late.
Yep.
Do you want to do Scream from the Rooftops, or do you want to do Make America Healthy Again?
Ooh, that's a tricky one. You're giving me two. Why don't we treat what we just did as our Scream from the Rooftops? Because the gut testing and the continuous learning and the working through things together, all of that would be something that I would love to scream from the rooftops. And so why don't we let that Akkermansia combo, the scream from the rooftops isn't go buy Akkermansia, and it's not go take a Vitract test necessarily, but it's to say, hey, there's some really awesome things happening, and it might be beneficial for you to have a Sherpa that helps you troubleshoot from a place of insight. So let's scream that today.